going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys are all doing great. Got some good ones for you tonight. We've got 2 Karen videos. I got a weird one. Guy claims to be the owner of America. You'll see. We'll see. And then I finish with some just randoms. But hope you guys are all doing awesome. You guys know what to do before I hit that play button. Hit the like, subscribe, do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Parking 66957. This is people of the City of Royal Oak versus Taylor Christine Wildman. That's you.
Yes, that is me.
Ms. Wildman, you were present a little bit earlier when the court explained the nature of an informal hearing. Is that true?
Yes.
And the court indicated you'd be required to make a selection from one of 3 options related to your own rights, correct?
Yes.
Ms. Wildman, the citation before the court was issued on March the 27th of this year at approximately 1:29 p.m. A vehicle plated or registered to you parked at or near 244 South Main Street. So it entered this slot at 1:29 p.m., exited the slot at 3:07 p.m. So the total park time was 1 hour, 37 minutes, 48 seconds. The purchase of time was effectuated for 1 hour, 27 minutes. So $1.50 in total payment was made. As to the overtime matter, you may admit responsibility in this case. You may admit with an explanation, or you may deny responsibility and the court will swear the parties and we will take testimony. What would you like the court to do for you today?
Yes, I will deny responsibility.
All right, there we go. So, yep, Karen's on the bottom. You'll find out shortly why I'm calling her Karen. She's denying responsibility for a parking ticket. I mean, there's times to fight in court. There's times to not fight in court. Just saying, this probably isn't one of the, I don't know. All right, let's go.
Very well. Please raise your right hands. Do you both solemnly swear the testimony you shall give before this court shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Officer Couchy, please proceed.
Okay. I have the photographs of the vehicle that parked in the parking spot, and it is a Nissan Rogue, and it shows that the vehicle parked at 1:29 and exited at 3:07 and 16 seconds.
Okay.
So it shows that you had made a payment and you were over the amount of time by 6 minutes and 48 seconds.
6 minutes. So that's when you calculate in the grace, it's a 6 minute differential we're talking about here.
Yes.
Officer Couchy?
Yes.
Okay. Anything further other than your right to rebuttal?
No, nothing further.
Okay. Ms. Wildman, what would you like the court to know?
Yes, so I was walking to my car. I Googled what the grace period in Royal Oak is, and it says 15 minutes, comes right up, right? And I mean, it's made very clear, right, on the statement that the total amount parked was 10 minutes over. So I'm just confused why I even got a ticket, really.
Well,
may I answer that?
Please do.
Okay. Now, with the 15-minute grace period, that is worked in right at the beginning. of the period. And it does not have to state it on there. It is worked in, and the total period that you had parked was what was the time? Total parked 1 hour, 37 minutes and 48 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So that, yes.
And I paid for 1 hour, 27. So I'm saying the time difference is 10 minutes. My car was actually pulling away in the picture, correct? It was pulling away. It was out of the spot on the citation. So both of those things combined, is just confusing to me.
Understood.
In the breakdown, it literally says I purchased 1 hour and 27 minutes and I total parked for 1 hour and 37 minutes, which is a difference of 10 minutes.
Okay, now let me explain. Where the parking violation began was at 3:05. 3:05.
And I pulled out at 3:07.
Correct. So even still, that the violation began at 3:05, you were still 2 minutes over.
Nope, I was not. It's clearly on the citation that I was not over by 2 minutes.
There's a time signature on the photograph.
Correct.
That indicates 15:05:45 versus 15.
So I'm hearing 6 minutes, I'm hearing 2 minutes, I'm hearing 10 minutes, I'm hearing 15 minutes. It is obviously not clear the reason behind the citation, and Googling it is made very clear on the parking website for Royal Oak that there is a 15-minute grace period. So I Googled that while I was walking to my car, and I know for a fact that I was only there over 10 minutes. So I'm not getting a clear explanation here.
All right, so lawyer Google, attorney Google helped her out here. 15-minute grace period. Okay, you're given a 15-minute grace period. The officer is going to explain this so-called grace period. And it doesn't really explain the grace period. I can understand why she's confused, but yeah, she's a Karen. Her whole attitude. I was over in the time. I Googled it on my way walking to the car because I knew I was late. You're admitting on the record that you were late. You've got documentation. You stayed over your time. But I'll let the officer explain the grace period.
So you are saying that you were over your amount time by 10 minutes? The amount
I was within the grace period by 5 minutes.
The 15 minutes is worked into the total time. So you parked at 1:29, the purchase time starts, the amount of time purchased was 1 hour and 27 minutes. So if you add the time that you parked at the meter, that would be the time.
Yeah, Johnny, I think this was an automatic thing because she has pictures. It looks like it was just an automatic system that sent the ticket, and this officer was just working that day, so he's testifying. That's what I'm assuming. She wasn't written a ticket and put it on her car. I don't know though. We'll find out.
Time of, excuse me.
Craig. Yeah, I got to pause for that. Craig, I missed you, man. How have you been? I hope you've been well. Thank you so much for the extremely generous super chat. Woohoo! Colin live. I'm glad you're here. I got a good one tonight too. Just for you tonight, Craig. Just for you. But yeah, seriously, how you been? And thank you for the super chat. You're awesome, man.
And just so that the record is perfected, Officer Couchy, your continued statements will be considered rebuttal.
Yes.
So keep moving.
Okay, so
There.
what I am it added up to the whole total time of the 3:05:45, and that's the time that it had expired. So from that point further to the time that you drove away was 3 o'clock, 3:07:16. So like I said, the time period that you were in was 3:05:45. And the total time parked was 1 hour 37:48.
And I paid for 1 hour and 27 minutes.
So I don't mean to speak for you, Miss Wildman, but I believe what you're trying to determine with Officer Couchy is where and how does the 15 minutes grace fit in? And I believe, Officer Couchy, you've suggested it's built in at the front. Is that your testimony?
Correct. You get 15 minutes up front.
I've had multiple parking tickets, I know for a fact. So you're telling me that the $1.50 that I paid for parking was not for an hour and 27 minutes. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that is exactly what he's saying. He's saying that the hour and 27 minutes you paid for has a built-in 15-minute buffer into it. So you only paid for an hour and 13 minutes. So hour and 12 minutes. Yeah. You paid for an hour and 12 minutes. They gave you 15 minutes. That's the buffer. That's what he's explaining. Now, that's a little bit unclear when it says on their website that they give you a 15-minute buffer. They don't say they give you a 15-minute buffer above what, your ticket says. When you pay for a ticket, it says you have to leave at this time. That's the time that you pay for that parking spot. It's not you get 15 minutes after this time. So like she needs to calm down and just pay her ticket. I'm not gonna lie. Mary Brown, thank you so. I already had you on screen. Mary Brown, thank you so much for becoming a member. I feel like you were a member. Maybe we were on a gifted membership and it expired, but Mary Brown, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Mo, thank you so much as well. Both of the new members, and also Craig, you're fucking awesome, man. You're awesome. All right, let's keep going.
What I am saying is the free parking that we give to you is actually not free parking. We absorb the amount ourselves. So we pay X amount of dollars for that that 15 minutes. That 15 minutes is starting at the beginning. And it's that is your 15-minute grace period. So it starts from the 15 minutes after you pull in, basically.
I truly don't want to come off as, any sort of way here, but I have.
She doesn't want to come off as a Karen. She wanted to say it. I really don't want to come off as a Karen. She got so close. We almost got a Karen admitting she was a Karen on the record, but she fell short. So I'm now disappointed. Heather, you're awesome. The beautiful and lovely Heather. Thank you so much, Heather. I appreciate the 5 gifted memberships, and welcome to the new members. You guys are all awesome.
Received so many of it. I know exactly how this works. So when I get into the place of business, right, I open my app, I go to pay on the app for my parking. And let's say I parked 7 minutes before, right? And I'm paying for that 7 minutes plus what I pay. There's no grace period calculated into my parking app at all. So when I park somewhere, right, and I pay in the app, it forces me to cover the amount of time that I have spent in that parking spot already. So I'm not really understanding what you're saying here, that you cover 15 minutes. I know for a fact that you don't upfront. I always pay for, since I parked my car, right, for the time that I parked.
All right, sorry to pause it mid rant. Denali, Mike, I disagree with you. I appreciate your opinion, but I do think she's a Karen. But look at the judge. I just wanted to pause it to point out the judge.
My car from when I pay I cover that plus the amount of time I say I'm going to still be parked there. It's not
What
like you
Officer
open
Council
up
is
your app.
suggesting is in an instance where a motorist just simply doesn't pay at all, they're not going to receive the infraction until 15 minutes of stationary time. Is that correct, Officer Couch?
Correct. Correct.
However, once you do pay, although it may seem ironic, you no longer receive the benefit of the 15 minutes. Is that a fair statement? Once you pay, you pay. Ms. Wildman, while the court is finding you responsible, the court is assessing 0 fine and costs.
Thank you.
Please always continue to be as careful as possible and understand. I think the best way to understand it is you can't put the 15 minutes on the end. It's already gone. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. How do I leave?
All right, so you guys got what you wanted. She didn't have to pay anything. The judge just is like, I'm so tired of this. Get out of this. It was confusing. It really was. But yeah, I still call her Karen though. Her attitude, in my opinion, was Karen. Next one is a much better Karen though. You'll see. Anyways, Biggin. Hey bud, how are you doing? You had a great stream tonight. You had an amazing stream tonight. I'm jealous of everything you do. Like, so captivating. I just listen to you while I'm setting up my stream, and it's awesome. But Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. For anyone that's not subscribed to Biggin, stop being a weirdo. Go subscribe to him. You will not waste your time hanging out with him every night. All right, next one's another Karen. Now we're going to someone who I like to call a good friend of mine, Judge Slavin. Let's go.
Brooks.
Yeah, I'm here.
All righty. Is everybody prepared to go to trial?
Yes.
All right. So, quick question, Ms. Brooks. I'm going to need to state the address where you're currently residing. I am broadcasting on YouTube right now. Do you want that address? Do you want your address broadcast on YouTube for whoever's watching?
I don't mind.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, did you say you don't want to, or you
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Okay. I just always ask because I never know if somebody has a PPO against somebody or a stalker. I always ask first. All right, so this is Ms. Brooks, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Brady, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
No, I'm not doing that. And the second I saw her and she's like, I don't care. The first thing I thought of was Legal Fiction's going to say you can fix her. Nope. We're going to keep the address out of it. They don't end up broadcasting it though, so I don't have to keep it out. This turns south pretty quickly.
All righty. Ms. Brooks, is there a reason you keep moving the camera like every other 2 minutes?
I'm trying to get it or even.
No, yeah, you're good. I just need to be able to see who's giving testimony. All right. And then Ms. Eritano, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All righty. Now, Ms. Brooks, you're currently residing and staying at 6832 McGuire Street in the city of Taylor. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All righty. And do you own that property?
Me, no.
All righty. Do you rent that property?
Yes.
All righty. And you received back in March a notice to quit. Is that correct? Stating that you need you have 30 days to vacate the premises.
Not that I'm aware of.
You got that with the original paperwork?
I got something like a week ago.
Because I see the proof of service says that that was all delivered or free stands to the door. And see, oh, that's a different one. Mark, let's see. Oh, there's the original. Where?
I agree with you. But we're in Judge Slavin's court. Judge Slavin is the Wilson, so he's excused from this. He's like, you know what? I'll do this for you guys. For all of you that have not seen this yet, because that comment came up. Here we go.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Yeah, he did that. He did that for me. We talked about it. The last time he was on my stream, I called him Wilson, and his daughter saw it and put together this fence and then this. So this is awesome.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
All right. Let's go back to the regular scheduled broadcast.
All right, so there's a certificate of service that's signed that says that he served this on. Is Mike Caldwell also was living with you?
Yes.
Okay, so and he looks like he signed for the took service. Okay. All right, so were you originally renting?
No, I was working with them, and it was like an in-kind work thing, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
So
We were
basically,
like-
they own the house and they let you stay there.
Yeah.
Okay, so and is that true, Mr. Brady?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Do you still want Miss Brooks to continue to reside or live or stay at that residence?
No, we don't.
Okay. All right, so Miss Brooks, you have until June 3rd to vacate you and your stuff from the premises. Looks like, according to this, Mr. Brady, you're looking to sell the house, I guess?
Yes, we're selling the house.
All right, so yeah, you're gonna have to get your stuff out of there by the 3rd, or a writ of eviction will be issued, okay? All right, so there's $87 in court costs payable to the plaintiff from the defendant.
Yeah, she hasn't Karened yet. She's barely Karened. We still have about 3 or 4 minutes left of this. She's about to start Karening. You know what? Calling her a Karen is maybe a little bit of a stretch. Not as much as the first one. I still think the first one was a Karen. She just, you guys be the judge. You guys be the judge. But I think she is. You just judging by what she's about to say.
Plaintiff has the right to possession. There's no money judgment at this time. If there's any damage to the property that you caused, you could be liable for that, including any rent that the parties had an agreement
So
about.
does that mean Mike has to leave too?
What's that?
So like there's another person here living here too. So does that mean Mike has to leave too?
They only listed one individual as the let's see here. They only listed, I got both of them listed. Yeah, that says to both people. Mike Caldwell and Lauren Brooks are the 2 people living there.
So what? Wouldn't Mike have to
Mike,
be?
is he there with you?
I mean, he's in the house, but yeah, I mean, he's here.
Okay.
Would you like me to grab him?
Yeah, if you would. Yeah, that's. So I assume
Mike,
both of
We have
them
a
are.
different place to take Mike.
You're on this court hearing too. You're supposed to be in this court hearing too. Come on. I guess, I don't know.
Mr. Brady, or I mean, Mr. Caldwell.
We won't be taking Mike out of the house at this time. He wasn't on the summons or complaint.
Yeah, he was. It's on the notice to quit.
He was on the notice to quit.
Right.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm okay with not calling them Karens anymore because I'm not a big fan of that name either. My favorite name to call them is bitches. No, I mean that's what it is. I don't know why the word bitch all of a sudden got a name to it. Just, the bob haircut, and everyone knows the original Karen, but all of a sudden, her name was Karen, so it just became a term. I'd rather just go back to calling all them bitches. Yeah, let's do it. It's a lot easier to put on a thumbnail. Then you don't have to question, is this person a Karen or not? No, definitely a bitch.
Because my phone wasn't connected.
All right, so Ms. Iritano, you're saying you're dismissing the case as to Mr.
No.
Caldwell?
Oh, yeah. Yes, we've made arrangements with him.
Okay. All right, so then, so you're dismissing the case with him, against him?
But not Lauren Brooks.
Okay. Yeah, so Ms. Brooks, you have until the 3rd of June
So
to
what about
vacate
the
the
money that I
premises.
gave them? Like I gave them money and then that means nothing?
Well, ma'am, there's nothing attached here. There's no lease, there's no contract or anything like that. If you think that you have a civil case against them, you can seek legal counsel and or file a case with the court. But this is not a money judgment case. This is a termination case.
Yeah, Jedi, no one says she wasn't paying. She just didn't have a lease. That was the problem. She didn't have a lease. And Georgia Peach, it's really good to see you, and I'm glad you found the emotes. You've been going crazy over there. I keep seeing them pop up. And I know there's some super chats I'm behind on. I'll call them out in between the videos.
So by law, they gave you permission to stay there,
Right.
which makes it a 30-day, which makes it a month-to-month type of a tenancy under Michigan law, which just means that they just need to give you 30 days to vacate the premises. And now I'm telling you that you have until June 3rd. You have until June 3rd to vacate you and your stuff from the premises. So.
No problem. Will do. All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah, she wasn't happy. She was not happy. All right, let's catch up on these super chats. Is this the start of the Karen Avengers? Yeah, we should do that. We should do that. You know, when their powers combine. Thank you so much for the super chat. What's that? Viagra Mancer. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Steve, good to see you, bud. Texas Toll Road Coin. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Steve. Then Viagra Mancer again. That top makes me think 80s, 90s aerobics. Is that how you spell aerobics? I almost said aerobics. Is that really how you know what? Words. We know how I get with words after 8 o'clock. So thank you guys for your super chats. You guys are awesome. All right, we're moving on from Karen. All right, this is the video of the night. Now, I'm gonna say this quick. There's definitely some MH issues here. I'm not gonna deny that. Let's laugh with him, not at him. Appropriately. I don't know how to say that, but this is kind of, I could not play this. Let's just say that. All right, let's go. You guys are awesome.
00917 SM, people of the state of Michigan versus David.
Oh, this is not a sovereign citizen. I've seen a couple comments already. People saying he owns America, so he's a sovereign. He's not a sovereign citizen. There's something else going on. Different type of issue.
Robert Shockley on behalf of the people. And please number 4, Sophia Curry, P72103, appearing on behalf of David Horowitz. Just making his way up to the lectern. Mr. Horowitz, please state your name for the record.
My name's Dave.
Okay, so as your last name, Horowitz?
My name's Beloved of God.
Okay, Mr. Horowitz.
My name's Beloved of God.
Mr. Beloved.
Beloved of God, Justice Latin.
So, do you know why you're here?
I know I've been in jail for the past, I don't know how long. I'm very competent to stand trial. I don't know what my lawyer's saying, I'm not competent to stand trial.
Well,
I'm very competent,
now,
very
let me
safe.
just- let me-
I
let me
have
just say
college
this.
education, I work for a living, I pay my taxes, and I want out of jail, I want back to my life. I play guitar and sing for a band, many bands. I've been in many musical groups. I have a lot of intellectual property, I got a lot of money in my bank account, I got royalties and lawsuit money coming at all times. I want back to my job, I want back to I pay my taxes, I've never missed my taxes. You can talk to the CIA and FBI about my files, they'll say clean, clean, clean. My files have never been dirty. And I have an untarnishable reputation.
Okay. Well.
And I get lawsuit money for so many lawsuits that I have unlimited money coming into my bank account and royalties for my intellectual property. And this is all my intellectual property rights on my skin. Again, and my name is in ink that I signed with record labels. I get lots of intellectual property rights and lawsuit. I never subscribe to my bank.
Well, now,
Copyrighted and my ownership.
that may all be
And I'm
true.
signed in ink.
I don't doubt that.
Okay. This is
Okay.
my intellectual
Let
property
me
rights.
tell you
and
why
my-
you're here, though.
I'm here because I didn't commit a crime. I've been in jail for, I don't know how
Well,
long.
you've been charged with a crime.
I didn't commit a crime. I haven't even been sentenced. And I'm an innocent man. You can check with the CIA and FBI about my files. They will say clean, clean, clean. And the IRS and the DEA and the Secret Service and the US Treasury and the Capitol and the White House and the Interpol. 611 NASA 74. My NASA.
But right now, you haven't been convicted of this.
No, I
crime.
haven't.
All right. Normally, I would say the defense attorney needs to shut this down. Stop your defendant, your client from talking. However, she filed a motion for competency, and this is just proving her motion. He's not hurting his case. He's just, let's just say, let's be honest. He's talking nonsense. There's nothing he's saying that's hurting him or helping him right now. So she's just letting him talk. But yeah, a good defense attorney would try to figure out a way to stop him, but it is proving her motion.
I know that because we can't get that far.
I would like to be presumed innocent before.
You are presumed
I know
innocent.
that.
But the
haven't
problem
committed a crime,
is you've been
and I want to get
charged.
out of jail. I want to go back to my life and go. I've been in jail since. This is a 3-month sentence tops for this crime. That whatever this crime is, it's 3-month sentence. I've been in jail since February.
Okay. Well, you've been in the forensic evaluation.
I've been in Oakland County Jail since February.
And they might have not been able to see.
This is a top 3 months for whatever crime you say I committed. I did not commit a crime. Whatever this crime is.
Well, I guess I should just let.
It's a 3-month stop sentence.
I guess, you know what? You don't really care what the court has to say.
I would like to go home.
Well, I can't talk, so you can't go home unless I talk. So if you're not gonna let me
Then
talk, then just keep talking. I got a little bit of time. I don't have a lot, but I do have a little.
I would like to just get this over. If I can plead no contest, I'm just too tired. I would like to get out of this. I pay my taxes. I work for a living. I have a lot of money in my bank account. I just want my food, my drink, and I want to go back to my life.
Mr. Gorvitz, I would love to be able to let you plead, but I can't.
I don't know what the problem.
The law says that you have to be competent.
I'm coming. I'm
I know.
saying. I'm
I know
saying
you
I'm not.
say
I don't
so.
have any mental illness.
But the
I don't have any
evaluation
mental
says
illness.
you're not. And
I don't know
can't-
why. I don't know why.
I
It's a
can't
lie.
take a
That's a lie.
plea
That's a lie.
If it says you're in.
Well, whatever you have to do, do what you have to do, but that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a flat out lie. You can talk to CIA, FBI, DEA, IRS, Secret Service, have a little White House and Interpol about me, and they will say clean my record and my standing and my reputation. So, whatever.
I get it, but my hands are kind of tied. 'cause I can't-
Talk to the CIA and FBI. They'll tell you my record. They'll tell me my files. Talk to them.
Your record is not the
Just
question.
talk to the CIA and FBI. They'll tell you.
I believe you.
Whatever.
Your record is not the question.
No, I know it's not. It's never in question. I'm never in
The
question. I'm
question
untarnishable.
is,
I'm
are
an
you
untarnishable
competent
reputation.
now to proceed on
Whatever,
this
whatever,
charge?
whatever. Do what you have to do. Whatever you have to do. I want to go home.
All right, so let me say this.
I have rights in this country since 1776.
So-
And there's constitutional
Hold
amendments
on
in
a
my name.
second.
I'm a Coyote. I'm a Mohican. I'm a Mohican Native American. I own this country.
Quiet.
I own this country. I'm a Mohican.
I see. You gotta be quiet. Ms. Curry, have you seen the May 14, 2024 letter from the state of Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Center for
I sue
Forensic
and I'm in every
Psychiatry?
lawsuit. Okay? I'm a Mohican. I own this country. I'm a Native American asset line. I own this
We
country.
can't do anything for you as long as you're talking.
I'm asking my people. I own this country.
You need to be quiet.
This is my country. I own it. I own it flat out.
but we can't do anything. So have you seen that report?
I have, Your Honor.
And this is a report that was authored by Ellen Garver, PhD, licensed psychologist and consulting forensic examiner, state of Maine. She signed it May 14th. And basically, her conclusion is that he's incompetent to stand trial, but there's a substantial likelihood that he may become competent if provided a course of treatment in the period allotted by the statute. So are you willing to stipulate to this report?
I'm sorry, you just talking and
I was
so
not talking.
I
My
can't,
lawyer, my lawyer's supposed to help.
Okay.
when I did see the report,
Were you willing to stipulate to the opinions of the examiner as to competency and that he may regain competency if treated within the statutory time?
that is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Shockley, have you reviewed the report?
Yes, Your Honor, so
All right, so then based upon the stipulations of both counsel to this report, the court is going to make a finding of currently incompetent to stand trial, but with treatment may regain competency within the statutory time frame. So, Mr. Shockley, if you will prepare the order that indicates that, and basically remanding him to the Center for Forensic Psychiatry for treatment until competency is obtained. We will reset the matter for a review date.
It's a scheduled hearing date. That's all it is. So when you file the motion for competency, you're given a court date to go before the judge and, you know, essentially defend your motion, right? So when you file a motion, the judge, they don't usually grant it behind the scenes. Sometimes they do, but usually you'll have to, you know, appear to defend it. And I'm guessing that's what this is.
So what does this mean?
Your lawyer will explain.
I don't understand this. What do I, am I going back to Oakland County Jail? I was at the forensic center. They evaluated me. I don't know what the forensic center is. I'm from America as an Aztec Mayan Inca that came here during the Ice Age, and I'm a Mohican from an Aztec Mayan Inca Native American Rainbow Dragon tribe from Aztec Mayan Inca as a owner of America. None of you own America. You invaded in 1497. I own it to this day. In fact, you're surrounded by everyone who's surrounding you. Get me out of here and save me.
Yeah,
And
review.
get you all into a condition of punishment. And I'm being rescued in
August
America.
what?
They're rescuing me. You're being surrounded by every single
All
place.
right, that'll be.
America is surrounded to rescue me
Mr.
from
Shockley, can you get us an order?
America is being surrounded.
Yes, Your Honor. Is that August 23rd?
Yeah, 21st, 29th, 30th.
America is being invaded.
Yes, you're
You
fine.
gotta understand that. You're being
And Your
invaded.
Honor,
you're
based
being
upon
taken
our
away,
discussion
and I'm being rescued. You're being
sidebar,
taken away from punishment for invading my country.
due to me leaving, can you have this reappointed? Because
Well, yeah, I think you,
I'll email Ms. Burlow for now.
yeah, I think I'll, based upon what you indicated at sidebar, is that you'll be taking a new position.
Correct.
You will not be able to continue on with this matter. So I'll be willing to sign an order releasing you as counsel and have new counsel appointed for the next date. So would you prepare an order to that extent?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Objection.
Okay,
Thank you.
get that to me pronto, then I can re-refer this to Ms. Rillo.
Okay. I'll see you the next day.
Mhm.
All right. Now we have the two Karens down. We have the owner of America down. Now we're gonna get to, you know, normal court stuff. Spookle Parts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I need someone to run the Burger Guys for me. Any takers? Burger Guys. Is that Five Guys, or is there a restaurant where you are called Burger Guys? I want to eat at a place called Burger Guys. That's amazing. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sparkle Boots. I appreciate it.
Township versus Crystal Brayboy, case number 23T00461.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township. Assistant Public Defender Dante Lebo on behalf of Ms. Brayboy. Ms. Brayboy, could you?
All right, we're gonna take a moment and just give all of our respects to Judge Washington right now and how awesome her hair looks. Her hair is on point today. I have to say that on the record, and I just did. Judge Washington, keep up the good work. You look great.
And Ms. Brayboy, for information, I'm currently filling in for Ms. White.
Okay, my name is Crystal Brayboy.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Brayboy.
Good morning.
Trial in this matter.
Yes, Your Honor, we do have an agreement today where Ms. Brayboy will be pleading guilty to operating while visibly impaired.
And that's a correct statement of the offer, Your Honor.
Defendant to plead guilty to an added count 2 of driving while operating while visibly impaired. Count 1, the more serious offense to be dismissed. No further agreements, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, ma'am, it's my understanding you're going to be pleading guilty to operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of 93 days and or up to $300 fine plus court costs. In exchange for that plea, the more serious offense of operating with a high BAC, which is a misdemeanor with 180 days maximum, would be dismissed. Do you understand the agreement, ma'am?
Ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. There are some rights that you have that you are going to be giving up by entering into this plea. Please stop me if you have any questions or if you feel like you need to speak with your attorney again. You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require that the witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you, and you have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. If you did choose to remain silent, the prosecutor could not comment on that. In addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent, ma'am, unless proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Do you understand all those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand you're going to be giving up all those rights and you're not going to be having a trial of any sort?
Yes, ma'am.
I know what you guys are trying to do. I haven't finished the video yet, but you guys keep saying it. So, all right, here we go. Twat Waffles theme song. When all five of them unite, we get the Twat Waffles theme song.
And
There you go. Twat Waffles united.
there's no automatic right to appeal this decision, so the decision you're making today, in all likelihood, is going to stick with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand that if you were on probation, parole, or bond on the date of this offense, which is June 1st of 2023, and you're still on that same probation, parole, or bond, you could be in violation of it. Are you on probation, parole, or bond at this time?
No.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
You are?
Yes.
And you
I
understand
have
that?
sentence, ma'am, at all. I haven't all up until this time, I haven't really been sentenced. So I don't know what I'm doing. Going through, I'm in rehab, I'm in outpatient. I go to my classes. I've been doing that for a long time now.
Your Honor, may I ask Ms. Brayboy a question?
Yes, you may.
Ms. Brayboy, when you say you are currently on parole or bond, are you referring to the bond that you're on in this matter?
They didn't never sentence me yet.
Ma'am, the question was, are you talking about this case?
Yes.
But you haven't been sentenced because you haven't pled, ma'am. You're pleading right now.
Okay, yes, I'm pleading. Yes.
Is there another case that you're on probation, parole, or bond for, ma'am?
I'm on another case, but I'm not on probation. Yeah.
What's going on with the other case,
I
ma'am?
caught the DUI. I'm in court now. They're trying to bring it down to a Mr.
In front of who?
in front of Mr. Simpson.
Okay, I see. All right.
Brave boy, did that other case, did that occur after you were charged with this case?
Yes.
All right, I can't pronounce who actually made that song. I saw somebody ask. I'll tell you the title of the song is called Balls of Steel. But I will spell it out for you. It is RYMDKLANG. Rhymed clang. Rim clang. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's on a music site that I subscribe to that allows me to use their music on YouTube. So I don't know how to pronounce it. I can you know what? I'll put it in the chat if you guys want to look it up. So you can listen to the whole thing.
Thank you.
So that case would be a violation of this one and not the other way around. Are you a U.S. citizen, ma'am?
I am.
All right, thank you. To the charge of operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
Yep.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we placed on the record today to get you to plead guilty, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Anyone threatening you in any way, shape, or form?
Ma'am.
I'm sorry, I need you to repeat that. I don't think the system heard it. Ma'am, did you say something the second time?
You said repeat what I said. I said no, ma'am. With the
All
question.
right. Thank you. Now we got it. All right.
Oh.
Were you on about June 1st of 2023, were you operating a motor vehicle at the vicinity of 806 Jerome Road here in Ypsilanti Township, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time you were operating, were you under the influence of alcohol?
Ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Ma'am.
All right. And was there blood alcohol content test taken, Mr. Burnett?
There was, Your Honor. The blood alcohol level in this case was 0.28.
Defense still stipulates, Your Honor.
I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to the violation.
0.28. Damn. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sorry, to the charge. Are you satisfied, Mr. Burnett?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense is likewise satisfied, Your Honor.
Sentencing in this case will be on May 29th on on June 26th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m.
You have to come back. Again for sentence.
Ms. Brayboy.
Yes.
You seem to be annoyed that you have to return to court in order to get sentenced, ma'am.
I've been coming to court almost a year for this.
Ma'am, that's your choice. You could have pled to this on the first date. You've been choosing to do this, ma'am.
No, I have not.
Well, I don't know who else has been.
I'm back to court. I have not. I've been trying to apply with everything they asked me to do. And I did all the footwork. They didn't do nothing for me.
Ma'am, you had a charge that was dropped from a 180-day offense down to a 93-day offense, and you say no one did anything for you. I find that to be
I had to go. I had to check in the cab. I had to do all that by myself.
That's what you're supposed to do. Nobody was driving with you.
You're right. You're right. It's my fault. And I take full responsibility for it.
You need to be back here, and I'm going to have this in person because I don't think you understand the magnitude of the problem that you have going on here. Driving with a 0.28 and you got an attitude that you got to come to court?
I don't have an attitude. I'm going through
I beg to differ. I heard it.
I'm going through surgeries, major surgeries and everything, ma'am, okay? I don't mean to be that way. But it's hard for me right now.
Sentencing on June 26, 2024 at 11 a.m. That'll be here in person in the courtroom.
Yes.
You need to keep an appointment with the probation department in between that time to have a pre-sentence investigation report done. Do you understand?
I understand.
I'm sorry?
I didn't understand what you were saying.
You need to have a pre-sentence investigation report done, and you need to have an alcohol assessment done. I believe that one's been done already, but they need to get a copy of it so that I can have a recommendation from them as to what your sentence should be.
Okay. Okay.
You should keep in mind, yes. Okay. They have the assessment for you already, ma'am, so that has already been done. But you need to keep in mind that you can still do jail time. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you back here on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Ypsilanti Township versus Reginald Hunter, case number 20.
All right. There's 2 clips left. I don't remember what this next clip is. We do jump back to Judge Washington for the final clip of the evening. I don't remember what this clip is, but can we just say 0.28? Damn.
34.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Judge Colin made a rare appearance today on YouTube. So I was searching and I found what I think is one of the best clips he had today. So yeah, this is a serious case though. This one's not a laughing matter, but I promise you, at the end of it, you guys are all going to be like, yes, yes. You're going to have this giant sigh of relief because Judge Conlon is awesome.
People versus John Lawson, 24414 FH.
Very good. Yeah, Jonathan, on behalf of the people.
Commercial feature, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of John Lawson. Mr. Lawson, if you could either unmute or have a deputy unmute you and state your name for the record.
John Lawson, sir. Okay, today's the date and time set for pretrial. Counsel, what are we doing?
Thank you, Judge. This matter just waived up from district court, I understand.
It feels very fresh.
Yes, Judge. My understanding is that Mr. Evans was kind enough to dismiss the counts 3 and 6 at district court, and he is here on the remaining counts. Mr. Lawson asked me to leave this matter on so that I can address a bond request if the court is inclined to hear that today.
Yeah, not a good idea. Wait till you hear the charges. But that's not why I paused it. I paused it. You know why I love Mr. Feaster? And he is my favorite defense attorney that I watch regularly, that I see. You know, every time somebody says a client's name, it doesn't matter where he is in the courthouse. Ready, Judge. Like that's the very first thing he says. Next time you see him in Judge Simpson's court, Judge Simpson will be like, you know, the people versus, you know, Jane Doe. And Feaster will see that's on his list and he'll just yell out, ready, Judge, from, again, doesn't matter where he is in the courthouse. Like, so you know it's his case. Absolutely love that he makes his presence known. I love it.
I'm happy to hear the bond request. We got to figure out what our next event is. We're not pleading today. We're going to adjourn the pretrial.
Yes, Judge.
So how far out do you want to adjourn it? And knowing that there's a question about the bond, I'm happy to do either the early June or the mid-July.
I think it's going to take us some time to get this figured out. I would say, you know, we make the request today. And if it's granted or not granted, I'll always motion another request up later if it's not granted. So I would say we set a date for either late July or August and go from there.
How about July 31?
Sounds perfect, Judge.
All right, so I'm going to adjourn the pretrial to July 31st at 1:30 p.m. All right. Mr. Feaster, you wish to address bond?
Yes, Judge, just briefly.
Okay.
My understanding is that at district court at some point, Mr. Lawson had a PR bond on this file. He indicates that he apparently missed a court date before I had the file. And based on his missing of a court date, he was put in jail, and he's been in jail for the past 4 months. He indicates that as a result of these charges, his driver's license has been suspended. And so transportation was an issue for him. And that's the reason why he missed that court date. And he indicates he's not trying to run from these matters. He's not trying to miss any additional court dates. The negative side of this is that these are serious charges he's facing, Judge. But he'd like me to request that the court consider reinstating that PR bond. He indicates that he was working as a supervisor for Rich Craft in Jonesville, Michigan, building homes where he supervised about 40 employees. He indicates that he has no objection to any other court orders that he'd be required to do if he is released, a tether or anything else. He'd have no objection to any of those things, but he indicates that he would not fail to appear again. He has reliable transportation now through a significant other, and that he could make it to any and all court dates, and that these past 4 months he's had a chance to sit and take in his situation, and he's looking forward to getting the matter resolved swiftly. But that's your honor for a reinstatement of his previous bond.
Response?
All right, before we get to the response, 2 things. First off, Mr. Feaster started that conversation off with, my client would like me to talk about bond. That's why this is still on the docket, even though we're not discussing anything today about the case. Very important. When a defense attorney says, my client is asking me to talk about bond, that's a good indication that it's not a good idea. Second, Mr. Feaster asked for a PR bond. A PR bond. Now listen to the charges. Yeah. This prosecutor, let's just say, I don't want to say it's about to go down because it's not very drama ridden, but yeah, it's about to go down.
Your Honor.
I thought you might. Go ahead.
First of all, Your Honor,
You're standing up, so I guess that you were primed.
I want to thank Mr. Feaster for saying my actions were kind, but his life's valid. Mr. Feaster made me aware of that. I looked into it. Evidence bears out. Duty required. So I'm just doing what is required. I want to give the court as much understanding as I can regarding this situation. Mr. Lawson was first arraigned. This is a case that happened quite some time ago. Mr. Lawson was first arraigned and was given a PR bond. I'm not exactly sure why, but I do know that at the time that he was arraigned, what we didn't know was anything about his criminal past. And I took it upon myself. I looked into it. I was given some information. I looked into it. I was able to obtain certified records of convictions for, and I don't have them with me, but I believe it was armed robbery and kidnapping out of Florida, for which he did 10 years in prison. And he gets out of prison in Florida. He comes up to Michigan. Leading into this event, it was 2022, July 2nd, 2022. What I can tell this court, on July 2nd, 2022, the evidence that I believe is going to show, and I'm not doing my opening argument here, but the victim's family, traveling from a 4th of July party, they're heading back home late at night when Mr. Lawson's car drifts. They're heading opposite directions. The data is going to show that it drifts across the line, strikes one car, bounces off that car, crashes into the victim's car, killing the victim, seriously injuring the victim's daughter. So it's Upton and her daughter, Ms. Chapin, who are injured. Officers respond to the crash. It's readily apparent that the victim is deceased, and Mr. Lawson ends up going to the hospital. They do a blood draw. They find methamphetamine. And what I know is that leading up to this instance, I think that he had some drug charges out of Florida as well for methamphetamine. What I know is that prior to this incident, Mr. Lofton had a crash out of Detroit. I think at the end of, this was July 2nd, I think he had a crash in Detroit in the middle of June, another crash just before this case. When I say just before this crash happens at like 10 p.m. He got into a crash on 23, the same day. Like, there's an issue of the data recorder. They pulled the wrong thing because he got into a crash, 2 crashes on the same day, right? And he keeps falling asleep behind the wheel. And not only that, so he then goes to the hospital, they draw his blood, he gets released, gets into another crash, like July 5th, where he falls asleep off the road, goes off the road, crashes into a tree over in Moscow Township in Hillsdale, and then he gets into another crash July 31st in Saline, right? And so what else do we know? He gets this PR. I asked for him to at least get some kind of testing done. He's living in Ohio. And when we up the testing requirements from Ohio, he starts immediately testing positive for methamphetamine. And then he stops coming to court. And then we have to extradite him out of Ohio and bring him back here. So he has demonstrated over and over and over again that that the drugs are a priority for him. And so to protect the public and to protect himself, I have gone to bat over and over again asking for 250,000 cash fine because I believe that that's more commensurate with somebody who kills somebody because of OWI. That's getting above 50,000. But here I am again. I have asked for 250,000 at nearly every court hearing. And here I am again. 50,000 I don't believe is appropriate. I think 250,000 is appropriate. A PR bond is not appropriate. So I'm going to ask the court to deny the request for a PR bond.
Okay, well, is there any response to that?
Not much else to say, Judge. Basically, Mr. Lawson is just requesting Your Honor to consider reducing the bond, but he has to leave the bond where it is. Although I don't know if he can ever afford that, but it has to leave it where it is, Your Honor.
So what's the current?
Yeah. You see when you open up those can of worms? Oh, I want to bring up bond. Yeah, let's bring up bond. Prosecutor nailed it. He did such a good job. And Mr. Feaster understood the assignment right there. Like, no, okay, can we just leave it where it's at? I know you're not going to drop it after you just heard that. Can we just leave it where it's at? That's why you don't bring up bond if you don't have a good argument for it. And that's why Mr. Feaster started that with saying, my client would like me to bring up bond. Just saying.
Bond then?
50,000, Your Honor. 50.
I mean, I'm just going to go on record. I don't know, Mr. Lawson, you are innocent until proven guilty, and maybe I hope you're innocent of these because those are some serious allegations. But at this point, that not only is a danger to society, but as a flight risk. So at this point, I'm simply revoking his bond altogether. July 31st at 1:30.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Yeah, where are you going? You're going nowhere. Going nowhere. Where are you going? Nowhere. What movie?
You're all set, Mr. Lawson.
Thank you.
Versus Christy Floyd, 2492 FH.
All right. Last clip. Nobody knows what movie that was. You're going nowhere. Where are you going? You're going nowhere. I don't have a good accent. I'll give you a tip though. I'll give you a hint. Daryl Dixon was in this movie. That's not his real name. That's why it's a hint, not a giveaway. All right. Last clip. We're going back to Judge Washington. Boondock Saints, CYP. It is CYP. Yes, it's after he jumped off the roof and landed on the dude. Where you going? Going nowhere. All right. All right. Yeah, last clip, Judge Washington. I do have a now everyone's saying Boondock Saints. All right. I do have a bonus clip if you guys want to watch one. I feel like tonight's been a great night, so we should end it on a bonus clip. But all right, before we even get there that far, last one is back in Judge Washington's court. Tommy V played this video earlier, which is why I put it at the end of my video, and I didn't broadcast it. I don't want to take views away from him. If you know my if my mods can drop Tommy V's link, go watch his version of this video. He spends a lot more time on single clips than I do. I just shove them all together and pretend to be a YouTuber. He actually puts time into it. So go check his channel out if you wouldn't mind. But yeah, let's go.
Ypsilanti Township versus Oliver Goodman, case number 23T00367.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Miller here on behalf of Oliver Goodman. Mr. Goodman, can you state your name for the record, please?
Oliver Goodman.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Goodman.
Good morning.
It's your case that I was thinking about when I was arraigning the defendant in the other case when I said that he hadn't completed his community service and they wanted to put him on probation. So I'm arraigning you on this. Sorry, it alleges here that you tested positive for alcohol via SoberLink device on May 3rd in violation of the no alcohol condition of your probation. And I think when you were before me the last time, they were recommending that you be discharged from probation, but now you have this new violation. So the recommendation is that you continue your probation and have 2 additional days of community service for the violation, and we'll do a review in 60 days. You have a right to have a hearing on this, at which time, if it is found that you violated, you could be subjected to up to 5 days in the Washtenaw County Jail, but you just heard me tell you what the recommendation was for.
Yes.
So I'm willing to follow that recommendation. What would your client like to do, Ms. Mueller?
Yes, Your Honor. I talked to Mr. Goodman about the violation. He does want to admit to the violation that the SoberLink did pick up a positive reading. And he also, well, it sounds like the court plans to follow the recommendation. And so we appreciate that.
Thank you. Please raise your right hand, Mr. Goodman. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. Is it true you tested positive for alcohol via the SoberLink on May 3rd, sir?
Well, I didn't, but it stayed on the machine. So,
Mr. Goodman, the machine did pick up a positive reading, but you're saying that you didn't consume alcohol, but you accept there was a positive reading.
yes, I have medications. I just really, I don't know what it is. All I know is on the machine.
Well, as you are aware, Ms. Mueller, when people don't accept responsibility, we have to handle things very differently.
Okay, then I'll accept the
Your Honor,
responsibility.
Your Honor, he does accept responsibility and that there was a positive reading. It was his, he should have followed up and done the retest.
Ms. Mueller, we were all here. I just heard him very clearly.
Well, I was just going to speak to that. It was his responsibility to, if he wanted to contest it, have the confirmation or further readings on the SoberLink, which he did not do. He did not put himself in a position to be able to contest that, and he accepts that that was certainly his responsibility. And I believe he's would like to move forward if the court would accept his admission on those grounds.
Tommy, you were just hanging out in the background, and then you heard your name. You're like, "Oh, hey!" I'm just kidding. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, go check out Tommy's video of this. He played this a couple hours ago, and yeah, he does a really good job. I already said a lot about him, so I don't know what else to say. But go check out his channel.
Well, the problem for me is that when people don't accept responsibility, that means that they're going to continue to do what they're doing. So they're either lying to me or lying to themselves. And I have a problem with that. So if we can't get you treated so that you can deal with your issue, then you're going to continue to be an issue for the community. And that is what I'm concerned about. So given that, I'm not willing to follow this recommendation. I'm only willing to do that when people are willing to accept responsibility and they want to fix themselves.
I accept the responsibility, Your Honor. I just don't know where it came from. But I accept responsibility.
Well, to me, that's not accepting responsibility, sir. That's saying you'll accept that the machine said that, but you didn't do anything, you didn't drink, and so therefore the machine must be wrong. And I don't like that. So that's a problem for me.
Okay, I'm not trying to, upset you or put myself in a bad light. My lawyer told me what to say, and I didn't say it right.
Your Honor, could I speak with Mr. Goodman in the breakout room?
You may.
Yeah, you need to. He just threw you under the bus.
I'm muted.
Oh, my lawyer told me what to say, and I didn't say it right. Yeah, what she did is say you need to admit to this if you're going to plead guilty. Otherwise, we're going to have a hearing. I'm not going to say what. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. But yeah, you're pleading guilty to a positive reading on your test. You have to admit to what you did. Like, oh, I don't know how it got there. Yeah. Again, I say this a lot. Just watch one court video of someone covering some anything about people lying under oath about drunk, alcohol-related things. It's always there. You can't lie to the judge. They see it all the time, almost every day. All right, let's finish this up and let's get to the bonus clip.
There you go.
Pardon?
Please state your name again, sir.
Oliver Goodman.
Thank you. Ms. Mueller, where are we with this, please?
Your Honor, I spoke again with Mr. Goodman. I did stress to him that it is important to take accountability, and if he did mess up, he needs to say it. And I believe that if the court will still accept it, Mr. Goodman wants to admit to the violation in its entirety.
Mr. Goodman, what would you like to say, sir? You're still under oath.
Yes, I agree with my lawyer.
Mr. Goodman,
Do you
your
agree
lawyer
because
can't admit responsibility for you.
Oh, I admit responsibility. And sorry for cutting you off. I admit responsibility.
Were you drinking, sir?
Yes.
I mean, really? This was 20 minutes. In between, she covered 3 or 4 cases. This is about 20, 25 minutes later. All of a sudden, I remember now. I was drinking. I love Judge Washington. She got the plea she needed to go forward. But this story is wild. It doesn't make sense. I'd be like, all right, no, he doesn't want to. I wouldn't have given him the breakout room so he could reformulate his story. All right, I'm talking way too much. Let's get through this clip.
I find that there's a knowing and willing admission to the violation. Are you satisfied, Mr. Barnett?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms.
Defense
Mueller?
is I'm satisfied as well, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to say before sentencing?
No.
Ms. Mueller?
Your Honor, Mr. Goodman is prepared to go forward and will not violate again. He wants to still complete the requirements that he was originally sentenced to. He does appreciate the recommendation and will do the 2 additional days community service if the court is still willing to follow that recommendation. He would like this chance to successfully complete his probation.
Thank you. Did I ask you if you had anything, Mr. Barnett?
You didn't. I don't have a problem with the recommendation, so that's fine.
All right. Mr. Goodman?
Yeah, I actually covered a case. Sorry, I know I wasn't going to pause it in, but this is a good comment. I covered a case about a month ago, I would say, where there was a chef who made his own vanilla extract, and he would taste it all day long, and he kept testing positive for alcohol and didn't understand why. But he made his own vanilla extract, and he was getting drunk off of vanilla extract. So I think that's where a lot of the vanilla extract jokes are coming from, is from the chef that couldn't stop drinking his own vanilla extract. But yeah, no, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yes.
I hope that this was a one-time off event and that you're going to get it together. I really do. We're gonna
Yes,
continue,
Lord.
we're gonna continue you on your probation, 2 additional days of community service for the violation. We'll do a review in 60 days and see if you're still doing well. That'll be on July 24th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m., okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. We ready for the bonus scope of the night? We're ready. This one's over. All right. You guys know my rules on bonus clips. They're my releases for the next day. You don't have to rewatch them, but I would appreciate if you just click the link and hit the like button. That's my rule. That's my rule for bonus clips. Now, I got to fast forward through my intro. What's going on? I'm just kidding. I know I do that all the time. That joke's getting lame. I got to figure out a different one. Anyways, so this is Judge Simpson. It happened last week. I haven't seen this anywhere. So if you guys have seen this, I apologize. But when I was going through my folder, just kind of cleaning storage out, I found this. I'm like, I don't know why I didn't cover this. I completely forgot about this guy. But I started it at the end of the case before him, because the end of the case before him was a prelim, and it ended in some drama. The prelim was about an hour and a half long. Nothing exciting. I mean, the case, there were a lot of details in it. The case, was interesting, but nothing exciting until the very end. So I kept the end of the guy's prelim going into the case that I want to show. I just need to preface that before I play this.
Thank you. Bond will continue at this time. Did you explain to him why?
I'm sorry.
Mr. Clay, bring him back out here.
I'm just gonna forewarn you guys. We do get a Mr. Allen. It's not the same type of Mr. Allen, but we do get a Mr. Allen in the video that, the main part of the video. Get excited. Get excited.
Where'd she go? That way. Mr. Clay, don't act that way in my courtroom. Ever, ever. I realize that you want this to proceed at a certain pace. Rest assured, part of the reason that the conference was taken in my chambers with your attorney was she was seeking to make sure that all of your rights were protected. You acting like that, quite frankly, and I hate putting it this way, but acting a fool leaving my courtroom does not help that circumstance. She will explain to you everything that's going on and why. So am I understood that you will not act that way ever again here?
Yes, sir. I apologize.
Thank you. He may go. Bond continue. Case of People versus Stephen Ruggs.
Stephen Ruggs. You know what? Actually, they just showed I'm rewinding a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm doing this for a reason. You're going to understand why here shortly.
So am I understood that you will not act that way ever?
Yeah, sorry. I want to look at the courtroom for 1 second, and you will understand why. I promise you will.
Again here.
Yes, sir. I apologize.
Thank you. He may go. Bond continue.
You can't see. Hold on. Let me drop my... Sorry, I'm looking close up. You'll find out why I'm doing this here in a second. I promise.
Case of People versus Stephen Ruggs. She just walked out. Miss Julian, if you see Miss Solana Reed on the way out, please let her know we're waiting on her.
Yes, sir.
She just walked out.
This was the day that I did the video
Sir,
where
if you do me a favor and step to that side, thank you.
my video was titled like Judge Simpson had a day. And
Good morning, Silvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf.
I started talking, so I got to finish that statement. So my video was entitled Judge Simpson had a day, and it was just everybody, defendant after defendant, like they were going to jail. He was getting frustrated. Attorneys were late. They weren't showing up. This was just a really rough day. I think this was last Thursday. I think it's when it was.
Of Mr. Ruggs.
All right. This is going to be a waiver.
That is correct.
Mr. Ruggs, you signed this examination waiver?
Yes, I did, sir.
You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed it.
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you'll not have that hearing and that you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, sir.
People also waive their right. Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on count 1 with 2 following. Street.
Thank you. We would acknowledge receipt of the information, waive any further reading, and stand mute.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
27th at 1:30 before Judge Slate Thursday.
June 27, 2024, 1:30 Slate Thursday. Bond with its conditions will continue. Thank you. Yes.
The note in my file from the other APA that you saw in violation you addressed today.
Yeah.
The May 17th, 2024 bond violation report.
I do. Is there a reason why you were missing? You were testing elsewhere, weren't you?
No, sir. I was told I needed a court order, and I was on video Zoom with you on my last court order, and nobody contacted me and told me where to go.
Why didn't they?
I do have information about a facility that he would like to test at. He lives in Macomb County. We
I'm on GPS. Oh, I'm sorry.
called them, and they indicated as long as the order indicates what sort of panel needs testing and the frequency.
Well, that was supposed to be done before. If I give you a test today, are you gonna test?
Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna fail for would be marijuana.
Why are you using that?
Can I speak freely?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm gonna be upfront honest with you. I used to have a crack cocaine addiction, and I've come a long way. I've been through a lot, this past few months. I lost my father, my grandmother. There's no excuses. It's just the only thing that I've helped to.
Give me an order. Okay, he's gonna go over to community corrections test today. I'll get the results and then I'll determine what his bond will be as he proceeds up, because he's told me what's gonna happen, and then we'll figure out. In the meantime, council can prepare an order so that he can test in Macomb. Okay.
And then just to be clear for the record, the waiver is complete and we're only coming back on whether or not they'll be remanded.
Pardon?
The waiver's all set now.
Well, technically, no.
Got it.
Because, technically to retain jurisdiction, but I still have jurisdiction anyway. So he needs to go over and test, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, there's more. Just a quick comment though. I have to pause it, even though I'm releasing this tomorrow. I've got to pause it, and I've got to say completely different things that I'm going to say tomorrow. So I apologize for the extra pauses, but YouTube will strike me on playing videos from my own channel. So I got to make sure I change it a little bit. But he went from crack cocaine to marijuana. Isn't weed the gateway drug? I thought he went backwards. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna leave it alone there. But yeah, I mean, he's got a sad story, but he was honest, and that's why Judge Simpson is a little frustrated with him right now. If this was all it was, and he was straight up honest with them, he went and tested and just came back with the only thing in his system was THC, he probably would have walked. But that's why this is in the video.
Remind me, because I'm doing a one time on that.
Okay.
But then when I complete it, I'm gonna have to put it back on whatever I had. Right? Yeah? What was that on? It's coming back in. Oh boy.
You know what's hilarious? I can always tell when people are fans of Law Talk with Mike because of the comments. To be honest, like it was glue, Your Honor. It was glue. I thought it was meth. I was smoking glue.
It's gonna be that day. She said Your Honor, and then what's wrong?
I just bring surprises.
Yeah.
Is that file still in the courtroom, correct?
Pardon?
Is that file still in the courtroom?
All right, sitting here right with me.
We could recall it whenever you have the opportunity. That'd be wonderful.
I want a court recalls case. People versus Ruggs.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nicole Hughes on behalf of the people.
Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Ruggs.
As we were walking out of the courtroom, I went to release the deputy who was present. I did not believe that the victim of the domestic violence was present today because she didn't check in with us. As we were leaving, the deputy let me know that the victim was actually present today with the defendant sitting beside him. As we exited into the hallway so that I could see who the deputy was referring to, the defendant was speaking to Ms. Perkins out in the hallway, and the deputy confirmed that that is the victim. There, as I understand it, based on everything that's filed, there's a no contact order. In that, in addition to the corrections violation, I'm requesting that he be remanded and that his bond be revoked.
That's not my problem. Mr. Allen, thank you, sir.
Your Honor, I have no further information at this time.
Does he admit to the violation?
You're right. Actually,
if you wish.
She wasn't here with me today, Your Honor.
Were you talking to her in the hallway?
She made a comment to her in the hallway. We were talking to her about testing, and I said something that I didn't.
Were you sitting next to each other in the courtroom? You know I can get video from the courtroom.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah, she was sitting next to me.
You're not.
Oh, I've got video. I was watching. That's what I said I was pausing. I paused it to check because I didn't see the first time I watched it, and I clipped it. And, because I have to make extra pauses during this because I'm re-releasing it tomorrow, essentially. That's what I was looking for. It's like, you guys will understand what I'm looking for. And, yeah, let's say you have a protection order against somebody. Let's show up to court together. That's always going to work out well, right? Right? No. All right. This video is only about 30 seconds away from being finished. You guys are all awesome. I do want to say one thing real quick. I'm getting Brandy. Brandy's not going to watch this video till the end. She's upset about the comments I made. Brandy, I have a commentary channel. I make comments. I'm sorry that I upset you. Wasn't intentional. It wasn't towards you. It wasn't anything personal. I was just making comments. And no, I don't think she was right. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made my comments. I have my opinions just the same as you're making your opinions. So you can, wow me all you want, but I have my opinions the same way you do yours. So hopefully you stay and watch this because you just started watching the video because I can tell by your comments. But yeah, it's just my opinions. It's just my opinions. So let's finish up this video and then let's go hang out on Discord for a little bit. You guys are all awesome. I want to thank everybody for their super chats tonight. And gifted membership, Heather with the gifted memberships, the new members, thank you so much. And of course, Craig, who always comes in like a wrecking ball. Thank you so much, Craig. I hope you're still here. I hope you're still listening. You are awesome, man. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much that means to me. I know I say that to you all the time, but thank you so much, Craig. All right. Until next time. Bye.
To have contact with her. You know that. Forget the testing. Defendant's bond at this time is revoked. Defendant's remanded. It'd just go up before Judge Slay. I'll just leave it there.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
No.
Okay.